I want my HTV. I want it now, and I want it live. Yay! So I wanted to shoot a quick video to let everyone know my book was released on Saturday, this past weekend, and it is for free. I am not selling it. If you find out that someone is selling it, please contact me immediately. My autobiography is free. God called me, as he has called every single one of you, to give your testimony. Heavenly Abba, Yud-Hey Vav-Hey, called me to give my testimony. He said nothing about selling it. So what I am going to show you in this link is how to read my book for free. Excuse me, I need to screen share. Okay. Let me screen share and I will get to everybody in my chat room when I'm finished. Please forgive me. Okay. So you go onto the internet and you type in www.hollybaglio, Holly, Baglio, Baglio.com. Enter. When you get to my main website page, now a lot of my website is still under construction. For instance, my dreams and visions. I have 50 drawings that I wish to put up and share with all of you. They are dreams and visions that God, Yud-Hey Vav-Hey, gave to me. And of course, my computer is not going to work right now while I'm running a live video. But he's given me a bunch of dreams and visions, and I draw them out. I use crayons. And I've gotten a lot of scoffing, mocking, and fun made out of me because I use crayons to draw the dreams and visions that he gives to me. But that's not going to stop me. Other people making fun of me, bullying me, and threatening me, doing all sorts of terrible things. So to get my book, again, www.hollybaglio.com. You click on the first tab in your upper left-hand corner of the screen. It says My Book. If you are on a cell phone or a device and you type in hollybaglio.com, in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you will see 3 lines. If you click on those 3 lines, there will be a drop-down command box. And in the drop-down command box, you will, again, see the tabs that I have listed right here. You'll see Home, My Book, Dreams and Visions, Testimony and Vlog, Interviews, World Leaders. Again, you click on the tab that says My Book. This is my first rough draft. The content of my book, my name, my drawing that I made is all copyrighted, all rights reserved to me. The reason why you are reading my first rough draft that is unedited is because I had to make my way through people trying to hack my computer, people trying to crash my computer, and people trying to steal my work. So basically, I just sat down at my desk, wrote my book, and when I was finished, I handed it straight to the government for copyrights. I received those copyrights back this past Saturday morning, and I ran straight back to my computer, full steam ahead, and I put it up on the internet for free. So when you click on my book, just to explain to you why you're reading my first rough draft and not an edited version of my book. By the way, today, as a matter of fact, I just signed into an agreement, so to speak, with Heavenly Abba as our witness. I have an editor. I have an editor. I have an editor. I have an editor. This editor is not going to try to chop my book apart. And I cannot wait to work with my editor. I have a lot of faith in my editor, and my editor is Holy Spirit filled and led. And my editor understands that each part of my book to be taken out of my book only gives you a fragmented picture of my life. So that's why more things need to be added in. But just want to get that out of the way. This is the cover that I drew for the cover of my book. Or this is the picture that I drew for the cover of my book. It is of the cages. It is a memory that I have where I recall me and another boy locked in the cages while Joseph Mengele was electrocuting us to death. The reason why there's an X over my eye and the other little boy's eye is because we were half dead. I did not know how to draw being half dead except to put an X over one of our eyes. The second child in the cage with me, his name is David John Marrow. He gave me permission to use his name. So, as many people want to laugh at me for drawing, and obviously I'm not an artist, but hey, I drew the cover of my own book. I draw dreams and visions that God gives me, so everybody can laugh and make fun of me for drawing and using crayons. But when it comes right down to it, I've been gifted by Heavenly Abba, and I could care less what human beings have to say. What I care about is making him proud and giving him all glory and worship and love in Yeshua's name, in Jesus' name. So since 2014, I have been drawing the things that Heavenly Abba shows me in dreams and visions. I also draw things from my memory. But since I am not a Picasso, I draw stick figures, and it looks like a 6-year-old's drawings, but it's the best that I can do. And I'm not going to stop drawing or using crayons, markers, glitter, and everything else. I'm kind of an artistic person, but you'll find that out when you read my book. As you scroll down further through the page, you'll see the table of contents. The first section I write about is my normal life. From the time I was born until approximately 38 years old. The second section of my book is called Deep Underground Military Bases, also known as DUMBs. And this is where you can find my super soldier stories. I start from the time I was born, and I stop at the age of 37 in Westminster, Colorado, December 2011, the last chapter here in this section. I was 37 years old, and that's when I became an inactive super soldier. There are some stories that I did leave out of this book. For my own protection and safety. I also did not use names for my own safety and protection. However, when it comes to like old friends or family members and stuff like that in my normal life, I didn't use their names because the book is not about them. It's about me. They can write their own book about them. This book is about MK Ultra and surviving it and having to deprogram from it. I swore up and down that after I finished this book, I wouldn't write a second one, but it seems like Heavenly Abba has different plans for me, and I'll be writing a second book where I will include a lot of stories that I did not include in this one, such as the fact that I come from one of the 13 satanic Illuminati bloodlines. But see, that stuff is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And to talk about that stuff puts me in grave danger. So that's why I'm not really caring to talk about it. And anyway, you know, being locked in a cage in a dome is not exactly the easiest thing. I certainly don't have stars in my eyes when it comes to talking about that stuff. I know other people have stars in their eyes and, oh, wow, what was it like? What was it like? And this, that, oh, wow, you're from an Illuminati bloodline. And oh, boy. And guys, knock it off. Listen, we have a common enemy. Your tax dollars paid for what happened to me and the other children when we were trafficked by our government and military. Your tax dollars paid for the MK Ultra and Super Soldier projects that the other children and I were exposed to. Your tax dollars funded it. Okay, so I'm just glad I was able to escape the enemy and turn to Yeshua HaMashiach before it was too late and start to deprogram. My ultimate objective is to wake up other sleeping super soldiers. They need to wake up. They need to have a chance to deprogram and turn to Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach. If these other super soldiers, these other MK Ultra victims do not wake up, we as a society that lives on the face of the earth, and when I say we, I mean from here to Alaska to China to Australia to Russia and back around the earth again, we're going to have a huge problem. We need these sleeper super soldiers to wake up. And when they wake up, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be a lot better than if they stay asleep and then in the very near future, they are triggered awake again and used as a Manchurian candidate, whether to drive another political agenda forward, whether to drive the one world religion forward. These sleeper super soldiers need to be woken up. And the only way to do that is through Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach. I understand people normally have free will and they don't want to turn to Jesus. Or they sit there and say they read the Holy Bible and can't find Jesus in it and that's not God. Well, that's more of a personal problem than it is a problem that's going to affect the entire world. When you read in Revelation of your Holy Bible, it talks about evil that comes on this world where people's hearts will fail them. I come from that evil. And in my autobiography, I try to explain that evil as best that I can. So, getting back to my book, the last section is called Two Worlds Collide, My Normal Life and My Super Soldier Life. I discuss the calling that our one true living God and Creator, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, Yahweh, Jehovah, has placed upon my life. He is the reason why I even survived those cages in the first place. I talk about deprogramming, or at least waking up to the fact that I had to deprogram. Excuse me for the alerts that are going off behind the scenes. I can't turn all of them off. I'm sorry. So if the ringing is bothering you or the buzzing sound, please forgive me. So in this section, I talk about the calling from Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, and I talk about what it was like to wake up from MK Ultra programming. I deprogrammed back during December 2014 through September 2015. I briefly discuss about all of that and how difficult it is. And I talk about in this book in its entirety, I discuss the spiritual attacks I've fallen under and what that was like. And my book is approximately 70 pages long, 8.5 by 11 inches. And I did the best that I could with it. Previous to writing this book, I was only a published poet. I was a poet my whole life. I discuss this in the book. But to sit here and write an entire book was definitely difficult. So I really hope that all of you enjoy it. I hope that all of you realize I wear my heart on my sleeve and I put it all on the line. I am all about Yeshua HaMashiach. I am all in on Yud-Heh Vav-Heh. And the only one I talk to is the Holy Spirit. I really hope that you guys enjoy this book. The last thing I'd like to reiterate is, well, here's the book on the website. But at the very bottom of the book, there's some corrections already. This first correction, I'm discussing a ministry who I call the blonde, curly-haired little boy. I left a section out of my book about him and his ministry. So when you get to this first correction and you click on the tab that says Find Out More, it will bring you to a 12-minute video where I talk about the part of the story I left out of my book that should have been in there. I know that I wrote that part of my book in my book, but when I went to copyright it and publish it, somehow it mysteriously came out. So now you know how difficult it was for me to get this book out there. There was one evening where black helicopters were flying overhead because of some of the things in my autobiography that I wrote. So I patiently stepped inside, went to my computer, and took out specifics. Because it's not the specifics. It's about the fact that these MK Ultra and Super Soldier projects are still ongoing and happening to our children. And your tax dollars are paying for it. I had a second correction. It's there. And then there's an addition. But as I said at the beginning of this video, today I got an editor. So it will be edited eventually. However, I would really encourage all of you to read the first rough draft of my book if you would not mind. Hey, Brooke, that is no surprise that the Illuminati showed up for yours. No offense, Brooke. I want a copy of your book. I can't wait until your book is published. So I understand what you're going through. I want to give a shout out to my chat room if you guys don't mind. And then I'll end this video call. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone I was able to send out a message to receive the message and knows that my book is up online for free and they can read it. Charlotte, Daily View Beers family, how are you? Galen Grounds, Samantha, I hope you're healing, Samantha, from those 11 stitches. She loves 58 Lynn. Deaf Bread, K Smalls. It's great to see you, K Smalls. I have it written down to like text you that my book is done, but I didn't get to that page yet. I have a long holly-do list, but I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. A new era, TAS. It's so huge to see you. Oh, this is great. Amber K, welcome. I will drop the link in my chat room for you. Amos, it's great to see you. Vitali. I've been missing There You See TV in the mornings for my news. So I hope to catch them tomorrow morning. West Coast Tribulation, welcome, my friend. It's only when I get on the computer that my dog likes to bark. I'm getting off soon. Give me a second. Eyes to see. It's great to see you, sweetheart. I've been tuning into you. Did I catch everybody? Yes, I watched Kay Smalls being in the hot seat. She did terrific. She did terrific. I would like to be in the hot seat one time. Now that my autobiography is out, I will be approaching some people for interviews. There's a couple people I have in my sights that I'd really like to interview with, and I hope the opportunity presents itself. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Welcome, sweetheart. Welcome. Life's a Mirage. It's great to see you. So, West Coast, I wanted to share my drawings with you. I'm also going to put them up on my website, too, so that way everybody can get to them. I'll post up a description below each drawing that I have of the dreams and visions that Heavenly Abba gives to me. But yeah, I have a ton of crayons, markers, and art supplies. And so anyway, enough about that. I'm just so happy to see you guys. I hope that you have a beautiful night. I'm thinking of you. I hope that you really enjoy my book. Honestly, I'm a very slow reader. And when it came out Saturday, I posted it up online. So Saturday evening, I began reading it. And then Sunday in the afternoon, I began reading it into the evening. And I'm a slow reader. And I finished it in 2 days. So I think you guys might too. And I think you guys might like it. I hope you guys like it. And I'm just really glad that you're in my life because Heavenly Abba gave me you. You are my blessing. And the best part of me and the best part of my life is my friends. And you guys are it. So I just love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So you all have an awesome day, an awesome evening. And hey, Thursday, let's hang out online. Let's have a good day and just hang out. Thursday is my 5-year anniversary. So, yeah, I married Yeshua HaMashiach at Jonathan Cahn's ministry in Lodi, New Jersey, December 12th of 2014. He did the bridegroom sermon or the bridegroom teaching. He discussed Jewish traditions. And at that time, I seized it as my opportunity to marry Yeshua HaMashiach. And the reason why I select my words the way I do all goes back to my autobiography. And I had a death experience as a super soldier where me and David, John Marrow, who's on my cover, we met Yeshua. Then I had a second death experience in my normal life, and I discussed what happened in that. And 7 years after that experience, I turned up at Jonathan Cahn's ministry, and the best thing happened to me. I turned to Yeshua HaMashiach, and ever since that moment, my life has turned around, and it's turned around for the better, and I love it. I love everybody that's in my life. I love my life. I love my cat and dog, and it's a breath of fresh air for me because I'm no longer an active super soldier. I no longer have to serve Satan. I no longer have to be the troops of the Antichrist. I can just do what I want to do, and what I want to do is chase after a perfect lamb named Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua HaMashiach, because following is just too slow of a pace for me. All right, guys, I love you. I love you. Hey, Lily, it's great to see you. All right, guys, I just wanted to make it clear how to get my autobiography, and please let your friends know. Please tell other people that you might suspect of being an SRA, satanically ritualized and abused. Please tell your SRA survivor friends or someone you might suspect of being one. Please tell your friends that you might suspect of being MK Ultra, mind controlled. Please tell other people that you might feel have been victimized by the enemy about my book. Give it to them. Let them read it. Make sure they know they're not alone. But most paramount on top of that, make sure they know that if Heavenly Abba is going to save a wretch like me, then just imagine what Heavenly Abba will do for them. And please let them know they're not alone. And there's brothers and sisters out here that are going through the same thing. And some people are comfortable to come forward to the public. Some people cannot, or some people are just not in the situation to be able to come forward to the public. So I consider myself very blessed that I am able to sit here with you today and give you my testimony and tell you about the DOMs and tell you about MK Ultra and tell you about satanic rituals and sacrifices that I was exposed to. Because right now, the people that are ruling our world and above all the countries and above all the citizens in those countries, the people that are ruling above us are doing satanic rituals and satanic sacrifices. That is why they are in power, and that is how you get power in this world. But there is a way out, and there is someone to protect us. There is someone to save us. And his name is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. All right, guys, I love you. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Hi, Adami. Welcome. Monica Violet, I send you my love, sweetheart. I'm so glad to see all of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And thank you, thank you, thank you a million for joining me. It means a lot to me. So thank you. I love you, Brooke.